What's good, fam? It's your boy Jorge. Welcome to another episode of the Boys Podcast. I got my guy Mike Mason in the house.
Hi, I'm Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How about yourself, man?
Doing good. So I got a lot of feedback last week. Actually, I don't know if I should put it out there, but a lot of females hit me up.
Oh.
And they were like, females from the past.
Okay.
And they were like, oh God.
What do they see? They see trouble coming?
Yeah, I can only imagine what you two are going to talk about.
Yeah, but we've grown up since then.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a little confusion because I just continued the podcast from like the older show, the Gamer Boys. So that's why it's episode 174 or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not episode 2. So that's what happened there. But I don't know. Hopefully it's not too confusing. I just kind of wanted to continue it, you know.
It is 2023, so you do have to kind of explain things really firm.
Yeah.
But it's all right. Just listen to it. Who cares what episode it is? Just listen to us. We're going to talk about a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
We just start rambling on, so deal with it.
I do have little notes here. I want to ask you some stuff.
Ask away. I'm ready.
My first question to you is, are you going to go watch 80 for Brady?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like, I like documentary style stuff about athletes, but the movie kind of looks...
You know what it is?
Yeah, like the old females want to go see Tom Brady and stuff. And I don't know how like a movie would be. I mean, if it was just like a straight up documentary style thing, I mean, I've watched all of them. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe when it comes out on like Amazon or Netflix or something, but I can't see myself going to like a theater and sitting there with popcorn.
Yeah, that's a pretty great name.
Yeah.
You know, 80 for Brady, because I believe those ladies are like 80 years old.
Yeah. So I don't discriminate on age. I mean, I've done some weird stuff in my day, but to go watch a movie about it.
Yeah. So we got Jane Fonda, which I wasn't really, I guess I didn't really know that she was still alive.
Oh, yeah. Those damn celebrities live forever.
Yeah. So we got Jane Fonda and we got Sally Field. And then others, and I didn't really recognize
Forrest Gump's mom?
Yeah, Forrest Gump's mom. So, you know, they really are pretty old. And it's kind of cool that they made a movie basically featuring like just really older people and just on the whole football thing and stuff. Yeah. It was pretty clever.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like some raunchy little scenes that like you're kind of like, dude, what? You're 80. Why are you doing that? That'll make you laugh. But other than that, I'm like,
I don't know how I feel about it. Like I said, if it comes out on like something regular, maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, I just I wanted to bring it up because it was about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So.
My in the past man crush.
Yeah.
Not no more.
No?
Nah.
He's changed.
He changed. He got too like I don't know, too mainstream for us. Yeah. He used to just be the nerdy shy guy, and now he's the Hollywood guy.
Yeah. So he's gonna be making his debut for commentating. I believe next year.
I think I saw next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like 320 million over like 10 years or something.
How do you think he does? I don't know if he's like, if I want to listen to him.
I know it's weird because it's like, you know, I followed him on Instagram for a bit, and I mean, like he's very well spoken, obviously, and he's a smart man, and I mean, I would love to hear his knowledge of football. Yeah, like I was never a huge Tony Romo fan, but when Tony got in the booth, it's awesome to hear like a dude that was actually successful and the way he breaks down plays and like he's not just out there talking about, oh, this is a cover 3 defense and he's got to throw it here. It's like Tony's dissecting, you know, blocking schemes and all this stuff. So I definitely like that insight. And obviously Tom's one of the smartest QBs ever. So I think his insight will be good. It's just going to be if his personality comes out with it or not.
Right. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think there's a lack of personality.
Yeah. Like I can't see like if someone broke like an 80-yard touchdown, him just like, you know, like where Romo's very enthusiastic or some of those guys, you know, even Collinsworth, that guy I think has the world's worst voice ever, but I feel like he's very good at what he does. You know, he's good at like being enthused and being into the game, even if it's a blowout or whatever. Yeah. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah. I think it shows you when when he won it with the Bucks, the Super Bowl, and kind of the headlines was when they did the parade. Yeah. And he was hammered. Yeah. And that was like the big talk because that's not him. Yeah. He doesn't really have that personality. Yeah. So for him to branch out and just kind of like show a little glimpse of something. Yeah. Everyone was like super pumped and like it was funny. Yeah. You know?
I think he's got it in him. Like, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Ted, the little stuffed animal bear movie. he was in that, and like he was a pretty good actor. He wasn't super like corny or nothing. So, but it's just gonna be if he can like, because the booth's hard. You know, like me doing X Games when I did, it's like it's a lot of on the fly stuff. I mean, you can prepare all you want, but you've got to be ready for a big play or for me like a crash or something. You know, and it's hard because sometimes it like catches you off guard. Because for me, what happened is being like a former rider. Is I caught myself watching the event, not talking about it. You know, it's like if a dude crashed, it's one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, I hope he's okay. But I got to like be on the fly and like talking about like what just happened there. And so, I mean, as long as he can kind of separate watching the game versus calling the game, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. See, that's why I stick to podcasting. Because if I was in the booth, I'd be like, oh shit. Or, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Like not even know that I'm doing
it's a weird thing, you know, and then like a lot of people would never know that haven't done it is, you've got production screaming in your ear the whole time.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I would be, you know, mid-story of a dude crashing and like maybe why he crashed and what happened. And this dude's counting down to 10. We're going to commercial. And I'm like in the middle of my story. Yeah. So I'm trying to like explain it and wrap it up in 10 seconds. So it's definitely a hectic ordeal.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, so that's why crashing's bad. Okay, I'll see you guys.
Yeah. See you guys. Let's go to a Taco Bell commercial.
This weekend, were you able to catch up on Supercross?
No, we didn't actually. We went down to Mase, Arizona for the PGA Memes tournament. I think we talked about it on the last show, and we got in kind of late, like probably right as like the heat races were going.
Okay.
And our first stop, of course, was Twin Peaks. You got to get ice cold beer and look at some
you went
babes.
to Vegas driving?
No, we went all the way there.
Oh, okay.
All the way to Mesa. Yeah. And right when we got in, we went and wanted to get dinner, and you know, we thought at Twin Peaks we could probably get it on TV, and the chick was, I don't even know if she knew what like 2 + 2 was, because everything we asked her, she just like giggled and had a blank stare. So we missed the racing, which kind of sucked. Watched a little UFC and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I followed it. It was cool to see Danger Boy, you know, Deegan's kid. I didn't get to see him, obviously, but he put in a good first performance for his first pro Supercross race. Didn't crash, didn't take himself out of it. So that was cool to hear. And other than that, man, I can't really tell you what happened.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. It was in Houston, Texas. I think that was kind of the big talk of like the rookies coming in.
Yeah.
You know, some of those rookies raced the weekend before.
Yeah. Yeah, and the futures.
Yeah. And then, you know, they were supposed to do the other futures events. And then all of a sudden during the week, it came out, oh, these guys are going pro and they're racing the actual Supercross event. So that was kind of, I think, what overshadowed the whole Supercross deal. The racing was good. Sexton looked really good, you know? But yeah, I think the whole Danger Boy thing's really cool. I think we need more people like him in the sport.
Yeah. I was actually talking about it this weekend, and you know, I've gotten out of the sport a little bit, and not because I hate, like a lot of people are like, dude, all you do is golf and this and that, but it got boring for a bit. You know, it's like with golf, I get golf's boring to 90% of the people that watch it, but it's like the world number one might win once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an underdog that wins, and there's going to be, you know, somebody that's been in a slump that wins. But like Supercross, it's like, you literally can pick 3 guys in each class that are most likely going to win, and that's it. There's never a dude in 15th that's just randomly going to win because he had, you know, his bike was set up just right. That's just not the way motorsports works. So, but with that being said, is, you know, you got Jet and Sexton and all these dudes. Tomac is possibly on the verge of retiring. It's awesome. We're starting to get guys with personality to come back into the sport, right? Like a lot of these guys for a while, you know, the Dungies, the Tomacs, the Villapotos, they were just workhorses, which is understandable. They want to win championships. They don't want to be out there, you know, the class clown of the group. So, and not saying Jet and those guys are, but it's just cool. Like Jet has a personality. Danger Boy's got a huge following. You know, like I said, Chase is like one of the coolest dudes to watch on a bike, I think, for me, his style and stuff. And
I think a little bit of credit to Feld, even though I feel like they do a lot of things wrong. But, you know, they're a $1 billion company and I don't have one. So, you know, that's just
they did
my
something
opinion.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing something right. But on that note, I think they are trying to put out like Jet.
Yeah.
And like put those guys out there with that personality and stuff so people get to know them better and hopefully bring some different eyes. I thought it was funny. I think it was not this last race, but the race before, he ended up in 4th.
Yeah.
And they interviewed him, and he's like, "I'm not sure why you guys are interviewing me right now. I got 4th. Like, go interview the guy."
Just being himself.
And that was in the heat race. But that just kind of shows you that their priority is on guys like that could be superstars.
Yeah.
And he is a superstar, you know, but could elevate the sport even more. So with that being said, you bring in Hayden Deegan, Danger Boy, and he's massive on the platforms that really matter right now. It's not what it used to be. Now it's YouTube, Instagram, all the social media platforms, and that kid's massive there. Yeah. So I think that's a really good step, and hopefully other kids coming up see that. And you start seeing Christian Craig, because I do watch Danger Boy's channel, so it recommends other channels, and Christian Craig does his own vlog. I know Dean Wilson does his own vlog and stuff. They're not as big, but all these guys are branching out to that because they understand. And
it's what we want to see. It's behind the scenes stuff, right? We can watch them every Saturday night race, and that's the coverage. There's no problem, and that's actually brings up a point. A well-decorated snowboard guy in action sports. He came out after Winter X Games. I didn't watch an ounce of Winter X Games. I've just kind of been off of X Games for a bit. But he came out and he's like, remember back in our day, you knew when Travis was going to double flip, right? They did profile pieces and hyped him up, and you could feel the energy. And, they would do a profile piece on Deegan or Sheckler or Sean, whoever. And it's when I started kind of commentating, even my last couple of years of riding, it just became a show. Just a show, right? Yeah. We would introduce freestyle motocross, and here's the first run. And the snowboard guy, he came out and he was just like, what in the hell has happened to X Games? It's now you're highlighting a TikTok influencer that has nothing to do with action sports. You're highlighting him in a profile piece because TikTok sponsors Winter X Games. Yeah. It's dude, you have athletes out there that have hundreds of thousands of followers that have a story. Maybe they got hurt coming into it, or maybe they're going for their fourth gold, or you have all these stories and you're just making it so plain and boring. Yeah. A lot of people that tune into Winter X Games don't care about this TikTok influencer that's walking around, on the course that has no idea what he's looking at. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying with Moto too is, you've got Dean Wilson who has almost 1 million followers. You've got Malcolm Stewart who has almost, all these dudes have huge followings. And it's why not start digging into stories like they used to do, The Great Outdoors, which our buddies John Rushton and Dave Dawes filmed on. Awesome show. Yeah. Behind the scenes. You had, Supercross Behind the Dream, where it's going into the family life and the training. And there's so much of a story out there. And I'm glad some of these riders are taking it on themselves, like Christian Craig. Yeah. You get to follow him and his family. And I mean, even if it's going through the airport and flying to the venue and walking the track, dude, that's better than seeing, Makeup in the Mud, sponsored by Toyota. No offense to those women, whatever it was, but it's we want to know the riders and we want to get to know them. We don't, I don't want to just watch them go out and race for 20 minutes.
Yeah. And unfortunately that comes with that sponsorship that you're talking about, because if it was someone huge on TikTok that was in the sport would be cool, but it's a random, like you're saying, they just bring them out and hopefully they're bringing out the eyes, which is understandable. But same thing happens in Supercross. I was just talking about that this weekend because I came on late, so I was able to forward, skip through the commercials and then the breaks, and the breaks are bike mechanics brought to you by Monster. Yeah, because it's a Monster. I get it. It's understandable, but I don't care. I don't want to watch that. Yeah. So, but if you do a piece like you're saying, get to know Malcolm Stewart, get to know these guys, and all of a sudden people watching are dude, that guy was fucking cool. I'm rooting for him now in the race, or whatever it may be. But they're not doing that. No. It's about the sponsor, which I get. Yeah. But
there's a way to use that sponsor. Yeah. Right? Monster sponsors 15 riders through lights, and why not start doing that stuff?
But they rather highlight Axel Hodges. Yeah. That doesn't race Supercross.
But I mean, I would even rather see a day in the life of Axel as he goes to a Supercross, or just something like that, something more intimate with the sport and behind the scenes. Like you said, you don't really care about a linkage bolt, or a linkage, what it does to your bike and the turns and this and that. And I even like what Daniel Blair does when he's down on the track and he shows, you're watching these dudes from a bird's eye view. Yeah. But then Daniel goes on the track and steps in a rut and it's up to his knee.
That is cool.
And it's damn, dude, these guys are animals. This is what they got 20 minutes of this. And when you see Tomac cross rut and crash, everyone's dude, why is he such, why is he so squirrely? Yeah. It's dude, you don't know what it's like to be on that track intensely racing for 20 minutes with that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just, I've watched Supercross for so long, and man, I just remember as a kid and, even, 15, 20 years ago, just watching it and you're so excited for it to come on TV. Mm-hmm. And now it's you're getting 2 heat races, commercial, 2 heat races, commercial, 2 LCQs. Let's go to a bunch of stuff to fill time, because it's a 3-hour broadcast basically. Yeah. And man, everyone I talk to, it's not just me being negative. Everyone I talk to is like, the racing was good, but the broadcast is hideous.
Too much. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, why not in between these heat races to LCQs? Why aren't we learning more about, you know, the 80 riders out on the field that day? Mm-hmm. Even go to a privateer, dude. Those dudes load up in a van and pay with their own credit card. And
yeah, it'd be awesome.
Why not, you know, start spreading love in the sport? And I don't know, dude. It's hard to watch for me.
Yeah, I will say though, like I did watch like Hayden's channel afterwards, and they had like kind of on the course footage of him racing. Yeah, dude, and it made it look so much gnarlier than the actual broadcast. The broadcast, everyone rides. They look so smooth and fast. It doesn't look scary at all. It's like, I could do that. Yeah. You know, but then that angle that was like on the floor and just the chaos going on, and you're like, holy shit, dude, they were going so fast. Yeah. And like everyone's so close. Like that stuff was actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's with every sport, I think. You know, like when you watch football on TV, you're like, how did he miss that guy? He's wide open on TV. Yeah. But then when you're down there, you're like, okay, Tom Brady snapped the ball and he has 2 seconds to look through 4 receivers and throw the ball before he gets hit by a 300-pound dude. Yeah. At speed. You know what I mean? And with golf, you know, like we watched on TV and it looks like such an easy sport, but there could be water on the left, wind, you know, massive winds. You don't know, like there's just so much that's different from a different perspective. And I think a lot of sports should start adapting that a little bit and, you know, give the people more of like a feel to keep them like interacted within the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the new age of kids, the wave coming up. I think that's where it's going to be. These guys are just already popular off the track. Mm-hmm. So they're going to bring a lot more eyes and hopefully, you know, the network's kind of like, hey, we need to focus on this kind of stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And Feld needs to, you know, all sports, not just Feld. I'm not just saying moto, like X Games, even all these sports need to realize that like, you know, Axel Hodges does a YouTube video and let's say it gets 1 million views and X Games will have, and I'm just making this up. I don't know full numbers, but you know, let's say X Games had 300,000 views for the weekend. Yeah. It's like you have this one dude that has more of a reach than your whole channel. It's like, why aren't you cross promoting with him? And, you know, you do that in each sport. You get a skateboarder, you get a BMX guy, you get a snowboard skier and cross promote a little bit, dude. And then you're making your brand better. Supercross, you know, maybe you're getting 400,000 or 500,000 viewers a night, but you know, Danger Boy's Supercross preview gets, you know, 800,000 views. It's like, they've got to start. Like, I think we're stuck in this old school mentality. Yep. And everything's shifting to more of like a social media side of things. Yeah, it's like a tweet that Mr. Beast, the YouTube guy, the influencer, he posted. Basically, there were stats that came out like saying like the average ad price for the Super Bowl has gone up like 500%, right? And it showed kind of like when they first started doing ads for the Super Bowl, how much it was, and then now. And I think it's like $7 million for like a 30-second spot now. Yeah. So he tweeted, he's like, does anyone want to reach, you know, because he has like 50 million followers. Yeah. Like that's what he gets on his YouTube. Yeah. Anyone want to reach basically 50 million views for, you know, way less than 7 million? Let me know. Right. That's he basically knows like I can make a commercial for you or I can make content for your brand. Yeah. And all these eyes are going to see it way more than the Super Bowl gets watched. Yeah. And it's pretty much, it can be cheaper. With an influencer, it's pretty much guaranteed because people are like addicted to it, like crack, you know, like you scroll through to see what that dude's doing. Right. Super Bowl commercial, you could spend $7 million and it could be the one time where everyone gets up, takes a piss, grabs a snack, grabs a beer. Right. You're not even guaranteed. Like, yeah, the viewerships, the ratings might be there because the TV's on, but that doesn't mean that there's a living room full of dudes sitting there watching the TV being like, dude, what's the next commercial? Right. Where, you know, when you're scrolling through Instagram, you're like, even if you're not even like say it's a beer ad, right? And you're not even into beer, you still stop and look at that for a sec. There's still an eye on it. You know what I mean? So I think the reach there is just a lot different than it used to be. Yeah, for sure. Another big thing that happened this weekend, LeBron James breaks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's NBA scoring record while he was playing the Thunder. What do you think about that? I can't stand that dude. LeBron? Yeah, at all. No, LeBron at all. He's probably like one of the athletes I actually don't like. And not with disrespect to his talent. Obviously, he's very good at what he does, and he has been good for a long time. He's had a hell of a career, but God, he's just to me, he's such a bedwetter. He's just one of those dudes. Every call, you know, it should be made. If he barely gets an elbow, he's on the ground yelling. And it's like, you know, like Jordan, like athletes back like Jordan, Kobe, those dudes. It's like they were just raw dudes. They just went out and played and you know tried to do the best they can, not looking for a penalty or foul on every single play.
not to defend him, but maybe to kind of put a little bit of a different perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
I would blame more the game now.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That also goes with like soccer, because I'm a big soccer fan,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of annoys me when people like talk about like how they dive all the time.
Yeah.
And I watch the games and they do dive. It's a barely get touched and
Mm-hmm.
they're like rolling on the ground. And I get it because I played. So like what you're trying to do is get a card, get the person to get a card. You're trying to get that free kick. You're trying to get whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like part of the game now.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. And it's the same thing with the NBA. Like all the shit that he does, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, it wasn't like that back in the day.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it revolves around money within the sport now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the rules that, the new rules. I mean, Tom Brady what was the rule that was made because of him?
The tuck rule.
Yeah, the tuck rule. Like people hate that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So like a lot of rules are getting made now to protect more of the players.
Yeah.
So the players, what they're doing is taking advantage of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it makes the game soft.
It makes it hard to watch, honestly. You know what I mean? It's like I said in the NBA, I've never been a basketball fan anyways. It's just it's not my sport at all. But it's like, when they have it in slow motion and the dude literally turns and barely touches the guy and the guy puts his hands up and falls on his back. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, you're on national TV. We all see it. It's extra slow-mo. It's like,
dude, and also
God.
like, you guys are all big, like huge dudes. So it's not like me going in there and getting slapped by a big dude like that.
Yeah.
Like you're equally as big as everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
I know.
Yeah. But he has scored 38,390 points.
Yeah. And like I said, you can't deny that. I mean, the points are there. He's had a hell of a career, a long career. And
so obviously he's gonna, surpass that by a lot.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, records are always cool, I think, when they happen. Like I followed Tom Brady and watching him break all the NFL records. And it's cool because like we always talk about it, like you're I think we said on the last year, you're watching history.
Yeah.
We're not hearing about it from our parents or watching highlight films. It's like you're a part of that. Like LeBron James will easily be one of the first dudes into the Hall of Fame when he retires. And, you were kind of a part of that to get to watch it, or Tom Brady or anyone. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think it's when that stuff happens though, and the person that has the record, especially nowadays, is there. Like the memes that come out of that shit. So funny.
Yeah.
Cause there were so many memes of like, this is Kareem, like, wow, every shot that LeBron took, it was like some angry dude, just like, so that shit cracks me up.
Dude, speaking of memes, did you see the Ben Affleck memes from the Grammys?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He looked like a zombie. Like, what happened there?
Dude, he got yelled at by his chick.
Yeah, his chick yelled at him, and then he was over it the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Poor dude.
Well, speaking of chicks, this is maybe why, and just because we just said it, but this is maybe why Leo goes for young chicks, because they're not going to yell at him.
Yeah, really young.
Yeah, so
like 19, dude.
Yeah, so Leo Dicaprio is under some heat because supposedly he's dating a 19-year-old and he's 48 years old.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Like I'm 41 and my cutoff's like maybe late 20s but early 30s.
Yeah.
Just because I always rewind. Yeah, granted they're a full-grown woman now, but it's like, dude, when he was her age, it was like 1993, I think I read. Like,
yeah.
You know how long? That's so long ago. It's like, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's a little robbing of the cradle to me.
Yeah. So a lot of people are pissed about that. Legally, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But so people can't really say much because legally there is nothing wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so what they're saying now is like, let's not act like Leonardo DiCaprio is not a predator.
Yeah.
And I guess, but like it says like, she's past 18 years old. She's a woman. She can do kind of whatever she wants. And then as far as looks, I mean, she doesn't look like a typical 19-year-old.
Yeah.
She's a fashion model.
Yeah.
So as far as looks, if I saw her in the street and she came up, I probably wouldn't think that she's 19 years old.
Yeah.
So that's also another thing. But yeah, actually dating someone like that when you're that old, like what do you have in common?
And that's where I put myself in the situation of is just like, what do you do? Right? Like she's so young, like she can't even drink yet.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably do, knowing models and stuff, but there's like you said, what do you have in common? Like she's still developing. There's just so much, like I want like a mature woman and I'm not mature. So that's a lot, me saying that, but I don't know. She's a teenager, dude. She's still a teen. Like if it was 24, 25, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But she's still a teenager, and I don't know, those Hollywood people creep me out.
Yeah, but see, 24, 25 for us, you know, 'cause we're younger than Leo. Yeah. But like, dude, he's almost 50. It's just like, and the experience that he's had in this world and just everything, like, dude, I mean, I don't get it. But like I said, maybe that's why he goes after those girls, because they're not going to be like, hey, you can't do that. You can't do this. Yeah. You know, they just do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Kind of manipulate him a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Like I said, it's not for me. Those people can do whatever they want. I mean, the 19-year-old obviously likes him, you know, and she could be saying the same thing. Like, God, he's super old. Like, what the hell am I going to do with this guy, you know? But I don't know. Like I said, Hollywood's weird.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yep, it is. At least we got each other. Yeah. On our podcast.
Here we go. This past weekend, what'd you do?
Oh, my God. I wish I remembered all of it. Like I said, we got down to Mesa late Saturday, and we were pretty burnt from the drive. I mean, it was like a 12-hour drive. Got up super early here, so just had a couple beers, went to bed early. And then Sunday was really cool. We went and golfed this course, Whirlwind. It's kind of out like the middle of nowhere. It's like super outskirts of the like Phoenix, Chandler area. And the course was beautiful. Weather was perfect. We started ripping beers and fireball and all that good stuff. But the weird thing is as we were driving in, we got detoured. And I'm like, what the heck? So we detour around and like we're kind of finally come back into like where the golf course is. And actually the resort that's attached to the golf course is where we did our buddy Travis's 40th birthday. Okay. And it's bitching, dude. It's all, you know, like just resort style, cool pool, good bars, everything. Well, we come to find out the Eagles were staying there. So we saw like all the NFL trucks set up for like the interviews. Sick. And yeah, actually when we just got home, we watched a little bit of the Super Bowl preview and saw that hotel behind us. So that was pretty cool. Just kind of knowing those dudes were there and, you know, getting ready for probably the biggest game of their lives. But yeah, the golf was awesome. Like I said, just getting out of the snow for a bit, the weather was cool. And then Monday was the PGA Memes tournament, and we actually got up super early because our company Gecko sponsored it for that was our first ever sponsorship. So wanted to make sure everything was right, got our little booth set up, and the tee time was at 8:00. And from there, it was just, the event was sponsored by Corona. Oh, okay. So they had Corona premieres, like it's one of those cans, it's like a Red Bull can, but it's still 12 ounces. So I just felt invincible. Like it wasn't a full size like Coors Light can. And I just started dusting them. Me and Travis Miller, who puts the tournament on, you know, we started shotgunning beers out of nowhere. And he's usually pretty even keel because he's got, you know, afterwards he's got to present awards and
he plays too while.
Yeah. So it's me, him, our friend Taylor. And then it was actually one of Travis's friends as well. So we were the foursome.
And so he has a pretty big, like kind of operation handling everything else.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's a huge deal. It was 130 players. But on top of that, you're dealing with catering the event and the prizes getting handed out and, you know, making sure the course is cleaned up. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. Yeah. So, I mean, he always has beers and stuff, but, you know, I've never, like, he's shotgun back-to-back beers basically, like, on the same hole because we were kind of backed up. And so me and him just started getting after it. And probably one of the funnest PGA Memes tournaments I've been a part of just for that fact, you know, like it was good weather. The course was awesome, you know, like.
How many have you done?
I think that was my fourth one.
So this is like his third year doing it?
Yeah. So the first year we did it was 21. Last year we did 2 years ago, 21. We did 4 tournaments. Last year we did 4. So yeah, he's done quite a bit. Yeah. And it's awesome though because better, obviously. Yeah, it only gets better. I mean, like we talked about on the last show, he's got a ton of celebrities there and, you know, just he gets a good turnout but it's also for a good cause. You know, I mean, I think he's raised over $1 million for a children's charity that's ran through golf. I think he partnered with Jack Nicklaus and those guys. And so it's not like we're just degenerates. It's actually for a good cause, you know, but this one was just fun, man. Everyone was in a good mood. It seemed super laid back. I think it was one of his first tournaments where he's had sponsors on almost every hole. Oh, nice. Which helps him, you know, covers the costs as well as gives back to the charity. So everything went smooth. My old man was hammered. He was in the group in front of us, dude. He could barely stand up. So that's always good to see. Tournament went good. We did not play well.
So you guys didn't win it?
No, not even. There's actually good golfers there that like actually can play. Like we're just more out there to be degenerates. And so
you guys didn't actually have a celebrity. You said you were supposed to have Brian Urlacher.
Yeah, we were supposed to have Brian Urlacher. He ended up on a trip at going to Costa Rica. And then it was Johnny Manziel was going to be a part of it. And he actually ended up doing another tournament for some Super Bowl party or something. But it was fine. Like our group was still fun. None of us were super good golfers. But yeah, with Trav's tournaments, you try and kind of, he because people pay to play it. It's like $2,000, $2,500 to play it. So he usually tries to pair up one of the like celebrities or golf influencers with that group, Yeah. So yeah, the turnout was great. Got the tournament done. Went to Twin Peaks again because why not? I don't know if people understand how good their beers actually are there. They come with ice on top of them, basically. Oh, nice. Yeah. So we did that. Went back to our Airbnb, and that's just where it all got away from us. We actually had a guy, he's a songwriter for country music, as well as like a damn good player. So he was basically giving us like our own karaoke session, like right in the living room. We just started slamming beers.
Sick.
Yeah, so that was super fun and just kind of a good way to end the weekend. And then Tuesday we got up early and did a 12-hour drive home, and I did not feel well, if I'm being honest.
Well, you seem recovered now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're on, day 3 of the cleanup process just to start over again this weekend. But all in all, yeah, it's just, I love supporting Trav. He's kind enough to always put me on his team. I mean, he could easily just throw me with someone else, but we've had a pretty good thing going. We've always had fun, and it's been cool. Like I started following PGA Memes when it had like 5,000 followers.
Right.
And it's awesome to watch him, blossom into 800,000, 900,000 on Instagram now. And, his YouTube videos. Yeah. His tournaments are having huge, like everyone wants to be a part of his tournaments.
Right.
There was 4 other different kind of like influencer tournaments going on there. And I think Trav's was by far the biggest, but a lot of it is a good cause, and he's just doing so many good things. And I just want to be a part of it just to help him out and, be a part of it. I'm not necessarily doing it to try and gain a following or be that guy or nothing. I'm way past that in my life. So it's just been fun to kind of watch it grow and help him out however I can.
Cool. Who do you say was the most famous person there?
God, I'm trying to think because it was such a blur. I know like Bryce Butler was there. He was a wide receiver for the Cowboys and Raiders. There was a couple Instagram girl influencers that were there that have almost 1 million followers. I don't really pay attention to them much. So damn, I'm trying to think. There's just like, this one was weird because it was a lot of like golf people because of Waste Management being in town and stuff,
Plus, like you said, it is kind of getting more popular.
Yeah.
Like the pro-ams that have like celebrities in there now. Like, so there's always an event going on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Golf's bitching, dude. It's in a good spot. And, 7 years ago when I kind of was starting to get out of riding, a lot of people gave me shit for going into golf. And now look at it. It's like everyone's kind of a part of, like Twitch was there this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it was cool to get to catch up with him. And he golfed with this Haley girl. She's a big time golf influencer. She's actually getting married to Louis Vito, who was like a Olympic snowboarder and stuff. Yeah. So, the vibe was just good this weekend. I mean, it was Phoenix, or Scottsdale area. So can't really beat that. And yeah, everything just went smooth. It was a super fun tournament.
Yeah. I think more importantly, what I want to know is how did it go for Gecko?
For Gecko, it actually went really well. We got to, like I said, there was 130 golfers, so we got to put a bottle in each bag. So when you check in, you get like a gift bag, and that's huge just getting it into 130 hands. Right. Even if people look at it and maybe don't use it right away or throw it away or whatever, it's like it's still there. And then we had Daniel Blair actually running the booth for us, and like Vince killed it on our booth setup. We had a nice easy up, good little like display. Really so kind of tried to make it look professional, and people that were going through, Daniel would just give them the rundown, and you don't hear the feedback right away, but I think everything went pretty good. Travis did a good job of promoting us on all his pages. He runs like 4 or 5 different pages, so to see Gecko randomly popping up on those pages was awesome. And this is just the start. I mean, this company's brand new, and we're in a good niche in the sport where I don't think it's oversaturated. So
basically, you guys had a setup on a hole.
We sponsored a hole, yeah.
What hole were you guys on?
We were on hole number 3.
So hole 3, you pull up, you guys have your whole setup, and that gives, like, you guys have time to, like, the golfers that show up to go up to the booth and talk and do that before you tee off? Yeah, absolutely. Because, with those scrambles and with everyone partying especially, you get backed up. Okay. Like, we were with my dad's group 9 times out of 10 on a tee box because you're just waiting for people, but you're not in a hurry to play. It's just a fun day. It's not fun. You're not out there trying to get home. So that's why we had Daniel kind of manning the booth. You'd pull up and give, the guys have 5-10 minutes before they tee off. So Daniel kind of gives them like a description of what it does. And then maybe when they go home, they pull it out of the bag and go through and clean all their grips, and that's all we can hope for right now. But like I said, just even getting it into 130 hands and, having Travis post it out to 800,000 people, that's huge for us because we are a brand new company, and Trav's taken a lot of companies, big time, just off his posts because a lot of people are kind of influenced by what he does. So
we're very thankful for that. It was a fun deal with sponsoring the hole. They got the foursome. So like Vince, my dad, all those guys, Brian Foster, they all got to play on a team in front of us, which was fun for me to have some of my friends there as well and kind of let them experience what PGA Memes does, not even for the sponsorship. It's just cool to have them out there because
that's real cool.
Like I said, Trav runs an A+ tournament.
Yeah. That's cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So with that, now you guys kind of, you got the taste for the first kind of event. So, I'm sure you're planning to do more events.
Yeah.
Just with Gecko.
Yeah. And that's what's funny is, like Daniel's kind of into golf, not a lot. And he has so much stuff going on with his podcast, Supercross. He runs the KTM Orange Brigade. He's got so much stuff going on. So he's just more of like the business brains behind it because he did Eagle Grit and kind of sold that off. But me and Vince, it's like we're not doing this and we're not pushing it to become millionaires or hope we get bought out for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like legit when we're talking in our group chat, it's like, dude, we just want to fund our golf trips. Like if we could do PGA Memes and, I don't know, go to Pebble Beach or something just off of Gecko's income, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's because it is one of those companies, it's $12 a bottle. Like if I had if you were selling polos or something for $70, you sell 100 polos that, month or something, that's a huge profit.
Yeah.
$12, it would take us a bit to get there. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you do want to see something you invest your time into succeed. And it would be cool if, 5 years from now, Gecko's kind of a staple in golf shops and, kind of a big thing. But at the same point.
Yeah. And that time too, you're selling merch. So
yeah.
You'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we just want to go and have some fun and do these golf trips and make a product that people actually believe in. Like I truly believe in the Gecko product because, I'm not a dude that's changing my grips 6 times a year at, $130, $140 a pop.
Yeah.
But to just spray Gecko on them and get them clean real quick, you can do it at the course. You can do it at home. It's like, just to use that, like when Vince first sent it to me, I'm like, dude, I will be a part of this, like 100%, and I'm not even saying that because we're on a podcast and I'm trying to be a sales guy. It's like, it works. It fits right in your bag. It fits in the cup holder of the cart.
Yeah. And
it's $12, and it saves your, you probably got, I don't know, 2 months worth of grip cleaning in there if you really wanted to do it, so it's a good product and I hope people jump onto it.
Yeah. I think I saw Vince post something that he cleaned his shoe with it. So I'm going to need a case from you guys so I can clean my sneakers.
Okay. This podcast is brought to you by Gecko, so Jorge can have clean shoes.
There we go. So that's cool. That's good to hear, dude.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with the branding that you guys had there. I saw the Easy Up, all that stuff you guys had there. So it was really good. Also, the guys that were on Vinny's team.
Yeah.
That were ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of posts of those guys wearing hats and all that. So really impressed with all the branding. That's kind of what I do. So
yeah.
I think you guys are doing an A+ job there. So now it's just, I guess, getting it out to more events and
just keep doing this thing. And that's all the branding and marketing is all Vince, he loves this thing. He calls it his little baby. And, so like I said, we've got Daniel kind of doing the behind the scenes work. We've got Vince who's just on top of it with, easy ups. And he did the logo, the bottle, everything. He's done it all himself. And I'm just kind of there to help, get into PGA meme stuff or get into whatever. So I think we've got a good little team, a good little system running right now.
Yeah, that's good to hear. All right, so let's get into what's worth watching this weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on. Starting with Monster Energy Supercross Round 6 from Tampa Bay. We got Super Bowl 57 Chiefs versus the Eagles. The PGA Phoenix Open Waste Management. And UFC 284 Makachev versus Volkanovski.
Yeah, that's a big weekend for sports, food, and drinking beers.
Yeah.
For me.
And also betting.
And betting, yeah.
Not for me.
No.
I don't bet, but I don't even know if we can bet in Nevada.
Hell yeah, you can bet in Nevada.
Well, like on FanDuel or...
Oh, no, you can't use those, no. But, I mean, we got sports books everywhere. We're the state of degenerates, so... But yeah, it's going to be a good weekend. I mean, Waste Management's always an awesome golf tournament to watch, especially if you're into partying like we are. It's basically a tournament built for partying. So, and it's also one of the PGA's designated 17 events, which means this year they're trying to have 17 events where there's all the top players at one event instead of having them scattered out throughout the season. So like this weekend, you got Rory there, you got Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, all these top 50 in the world guys. Yeah.
So as a fan, you're getting more a bang for your buck.
Yeah, you're getting a perfect field. Like Waste Management is weird because it's hit and miss because there's like, I'm not sure. Like, I know my buddy Jason Day, he doesn't care for it.
Yeah.
Because it's a party scene, you know, he's more into the actual golf side of it.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah. So it's weird with waste because it's half and half. It's like there's players that thrive off it, like a Fowler, and then there's players that just can't stand the scene. So making it one of these designated events is actually going to force more people to come to it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the first time that the waste management's going to have like a really strong field, almost like a players or something. So it'll be a good tournament to watch.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how much it is for a ticket to attend?
I don't, most events, it's not bad. You know, I mean, 50, 75, $100. I'm not sure because I know some people that get me in usually, but I'd imagine waste, the players, any major, it's a lot more money because it is more like even before waste was one of the designated events. I mean, it was still such, you know, you got 200,000 people in there at any given time. So it's like, you know, people are waiting in line at 4 a.m. So I'm sure they jack the ticket prices up.
Yeah.
But this year that they're going to get rewarded with a good field.
That's good. Just real quick, you know, you brought it's a PGA event. It's one of the 17 that you said or whatever. But dude, did you see the balloon that lit, or I don't know if it was, but it said live or whatever.
Yeah. There's like the Chinese spy balloon, but it was live. Yeah. I don't know if that's real or not, but whoever did that was pretty creative. I think I actually saw it on Travis's page, the PGA Memes page. And yeah, I mean, I could only imagine just tripping. You're sitting there looking up and it's a live. The PGA would go nuts. They would shoot that thing down.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So if someone actually did that, that was associated with live.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, dude, that's the ultimate troll. That's like back in the day when we were dude, Robbie Madison and Twitch got into like a phone war fight. Not like fighting, like, you know, personal, just
like pranks and shit.
Yeah. Like Twitch posted Robbie's number on his Instagram one time, you know, and he's like, if anyone wants to like get in contact with Robbie and get an autograph, here's his actual cell number.
Yeah.
And
that's actually called doxing nowadays. So you can't do that.
Okay. So you can't do that.
Yeah.
But this was like 15 years ago.
To the list.
Yeah. But I remember I have it one way or the other. I think Robbie rented one of those planes with a banner behind it.
Yeah.
And at the Elsinore National, dude, it did laps around the Elsinore National and it had Twitch's phone number on it, or vice versa, like I said. But dude, I was dying when those guys did that.
That shit's so funny.
Yeah. But and then we got UFC. That's more your field. I don't watch it a whole lot, but
yeah. So we got UFC. It's gonna be in Australia. So make sure if you're into that and you want to watch the event, kind of look at your local times. I'm not really sure. I'm imagining they make those guys fight like Sunday morning. Yeah. So it fits with the broadcast schedule here in the States. Yeah. For the 7 p.m. Pacific time, you know, for us, 10 p.m. Eastern. So just make sure you kind of check that out. But it's going to be a good fight. It's the champion from, I believe, the 140 something division, moving up to fight the new champion at the 155 division. Okay. Volkanovski, small dude, but he's ran through everyone. Just destroys people. He's an ex-rugby player, you know, once at like 220 pounds.
Yeah, we know those dudes aren't pussies.
Yeah. And, you know, he fights at 140. So moving up in weight, I think is not that big of a deal to him. Yeah. And he's fighting Khabib Jr. He's fighting Khabib's protege. Okay. So if you're in a UFC, you know who that is. So it's going to be a good fight. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So that'd be good. And then, I mean, obviously the Super Bowl. Yeah. That's probably the sport, you know, out of all the sports, that's probably the biggest Sunday out of anything. So I'm looking forward to that one. It's one of those times where neither one of your teams are in, or, you know, neither one of the teams you actually care about too much. So just looking forward to a good game. Dude, we're going to have so much food and beer. Well, before we get into the food and beer, give me a prediction on the score. I'm going to go, I want the Eagles to win. Not really. I don't know why. That's who I'm going to pick. And I'm going to say 37-34, last minute field goal. Ooh. Build up some drama here, you know, make it a good game. And and I think the Eagles come out on top. Well, hopefully they don't have the Dallas kicker as their field guy. Jesus. I say I'm going for the Eagles as well. I've always liked Philly as a city. Mm-hmm. So I'm going towards that. I think Kansas City is cool too. I like them, but going for the Eagles, 28-17. Okay, I could see that. But you cut me off. Now back to the important part. Okay. What snacks are you going to make? Dude, Super Bowl Sunday is all about the food. Actually, we don't have any plans for that. So I'm going to leave that all up to you. But if it was me, I'd probably, you know, some type of little spread, a little poo-poo platter. Yeah. I don't know if you call it that nowadays. Now it's they call it charcuterie. Yeah, but I like poo-poo platter. It's way better. Poo-poo platter. Yeah. And, you know, probably, I don't know, keep it simple. Yeah. You know, get a nice pizza somewhere. And that's just like, you know, we got kids and stuff like that. Like, appreciate everything you do. But like, imagine if I did all that and then I'm like, here you go, kids. And they're like, that is disgusting.
Yeah, you're all excited to like take a picture and document it, and like you have all of it left over. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, so the kids wouldn't eat none of that stuff anyway. So you kind of have to cater to them sometimes. So that's why I'm gonna leave it to you, and I want to hear what you got going on.
I mean, do we have enough time on the show?
Oh yeah,
because we are all fat kids. I'm going over to Mike Brinkley's house. He's an awesome cook. I think I've talked about him before, but he's going to do some chicken wings, a charcuterie board. And his chicken wings, by the way, are like probably the best I've ever had. He's kind of from the East Coast and the Southeast there. And he makes these chicken wings where he like kind of smokes them for a bit, I think, and then grills them up. So they're crispy. And then all he does is toss them in like a butter and an Old Bay seasoning, which is kind of like made more for seafood. Okay. But that's all he does. There's no spice to him, which, you know me, like I love spicy stuff. Like I could eat the hottest chicken wing and be stoked. But for some reason, the way they're crispy and that buttery flavor on them, and you know the Old Bay, they're awesome. So looking forward to that. I'm debating a Mississippi roast right now, which is like a crock potted, you know, basically a roast in a crock pot. Throw a stick of butter on it, throw a jar of pepperoncinis and the juice on it, throw the au jus packet, ranch packet, and just let it cook till it shreds up, and then make like little sliders. Dude, that stuff's awesome. But
little French dip slider.
Yeah,
like
kind of
a different type of meat.
Yeah, it was pretty much similar to a French dip. But dude, the thing I'm debating is like, you know, we're probably gonna start drinking around 10 a.m. because, like I said, we don't have teams in it that we got to root for.
I mean, it's an American holiday.
It is an American holiday, and so I'm kind of afraid to make something that heavy and rich. You know what I mean? Because I'll be on the couch tits up if I eat that much. So might just keep the finger foods. It might save me. Yeah. Probably around 8 p.m. I'll be wishing I had that. So, but yeah, always looking forward to Super Bowl Sunday, whether it's your team's in it or not. It's a fun day, and you know we've got some football bingo going on, which is pretty cool. If anyone's ever played that, if not, you need to check it out if you're partying with your friends on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that shit's awesome. Win a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be good. Obviously, the commercials, they try to go all out every year. I think they've gone downhill quite a bit for the last few years. But then also we have Rihanna performing the halftime show. I know a lot of people don't care about that. And then a lot of people just watch it for that. So, you know, it's whatever your cup of tea is.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, there's going to be enough of that going around for everyone. And that's where we're here to, inform you all that stuff. And then lastly, we got Supercross. I think it's going to be going to Tampa. So we got these rookies that we kind of talked about earlier. With a little bit of confidence. We didn't talk about that KTM kid that, you know, he ran second for a while and then crashed. Yeah. The France kid.
Yeah, I don't really know how to say his name. So
yeah, Marvin Muskan Jr.
Yeah.
So we got these kids, the rookie kids coming in with a little bit of confidence from last week going into Tampa. So I think it's going to make at least the lights class a little bit more exciting. And then the 450 Tomac versus Sexton, I think it's going to be good. And then if you could throw in Anderson in there, which I think he's looking to take
Anderson, Roxon. Yeah, Anderson goes for it for sure.
So if we could get El Hombre in there, I think it's going to be a good event. And then also, you know, we got that going on, and then on Saturday. Yeah. And then during that or as it ends, we have UFC. Yeah. So we have quite a bit to look forward to on Saturday and then Sunday. And then also the golf going on. So.
All the stars are aligning for a good bender weekend for me. Yeah. You know, probably start drinking kind of early because you got golf Thursday, Friday, which is always fun to have a couple beers. And then, you know, right when golf ends, Supercross comes on Saturday. UFC probably right around that time as well. And then golf ends on Sunday right as the Super Bowl starts. So I might have to take some notes on my phone for next weekend's Mike's recap. Yeah. Or next week's podcast with Mike's recap of the weekend, because I have a bad feeling about it. Yeah. It's not going to end well.
Yeah. So you guys have that to look forward to. That's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just start drinking on next week's podcast and just keep it going. If it snows again, I might, dude. I'm getting so sick of this shit.
Is it supposed to?
No.
Oh, okay.
Good. I just said it. That's why I said if it does. I hope it does. I looked into the future.
Yeah. So that's going to be the show for today. I hope you guys enjoy. You can catch us on all our social media, but that's basically what we're going to be trying to do every week. Just, bring up what we've been up to, what we've been doing, and then also like what we're looking forward to in sports and just anything in general that revolves around us. So
and just like I said last week, you know, we're still trying to figure this thing out. I mean, we love talking about stuff, whether it's, you know, sports or what's going on in our lives or whatever, but any feedback from you guys is greatly appreciated. So shoot us some messages, let us know what you'd like to hear, what you don't want to hear about. ask us questions. You know, we're not at the live stages of the show yet, so we can't really go through and filter out questions and answer them, but give us some questions, man. We would love to chat with you guys and start interacting a little more as this thing builds. So
yeah,
I'm stoked for it. I mean, I've always kind of wanted to do a podcast, but never kind of just pulled the trigger on it and did it.
Yeah.
And you already having the setup and kind of knowing how to run it and everything. It's been a lot of fun for me just in our second week. So I'm down to chat with everyone, and you know, maybe we start doing a segment where we answer questions and stuff, and it could be about anything. And like I said, life, barbecue, motorcycles, whatever. Just we want to start interacting with you guys as this thing grows.
Yeah, and you'll find yourself like you said, you might take notes and stuff like it's like addicting. I don't know, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Some people have the knack for it, and other people don't. But like, it's just so weird. You get that addiction. You're like, dude, oh, that might be a cool little subject to talk about. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys can interact with us and leave us comments on all our social medias, wherever you find us, any questions, any just comments, we'll bring that up and talk about it on the show.
Yep.
But you can find us at DaBoys. That's DABOYS_pod on all social medias. We will hopefully have this episode on YouTube, which is also DaBoys_pod on YouTube. And then on all listening platforms, we're on there no matter what. But then also we have video also on Spotify.
Okay.
So we were actually one of the first video podcasts back in the day on Spotify.
Sick.
So
see, we're good.
Besides Joe Rogan, we were one of the first.
We're good.
So
start following us.
Yeah.
Interact with us. We're having fun doing this. I mean, right now we're in the winter months where it's pretty stagnant. I feel like summer coming up, there's going to be barbecuing. We're going to probably hopefully get some guests on. We'll do all kinds of stuff. So let's build this thing up, guys. Help us out. We're excited. I'm looking forward to chatting with you.
Yeah. So I just want to say I'm Jorge. This is Mike. Thank you guys for hanging with the boys. Till next time. Have a good one.
Peace.